Okay, to understand the process for this job, a little bit of background is needed beforehand. This site is the addition to the Washington, Iowa YMCA. For this project, the plan was to build an indoor Olympic-sized swimming pool. As you can see on the screen, currently we have a site map of how the project was set up. The process for this job site actually deals with a pump truck and mixer truck sequence. The pump truck enters first through the large entrance in pink and will be displayed here in a second. Only having one entrance to the site meant the mixer trucks were to back into the building and then pull out directly before the next truck near the dumpster here in purple would enter. In this image, you can see that path that the trucks would take to get into the building, and this dumpster over here is where the trucks would, or the secondary truck would be. Here you can see the indoor entrance, and then down here at this edge is where the slope is for the trucks to back down to the pump truck. Once we head indoors, you can see the setup for the pump and mixer truck here. The way this works is that the mixer truck will back up to the hopper depicted here and pour all of its concrete into the hopper and essentially load the pump truck so that the operator of the pump truck can use the boom to extend to the slabs down here that they were going to pour. The reason the pump truck is needed here is because the indoor pool is excavated at tiers currently, here, here, and here. This allows a pad to be made for the pump truck to sit on so that it can extend its outriggers and be stabilized safely. And then moving on, you can see here, this is the area where the two slabs were going to be poured. And then off to the left here is where that pad was being made so that the outriggers could be extended and the pump truck would be stabilized. In this image, you can see the boom extended to where the slabs are so that the concrete can be poured easily and not have to get a mixer truck in there. And then in this image, you got the final product of the two slabs that were poured that day, and then the rebar set up to continue pouring later. And that is all for the process.
There were many sustainability factors that had to be considered during the pouring of concrete for this project. First, the concrete mix design used for this was properly optimized to use only the cement content necessary. This in turn leads to less carbon emissions. Efficient formwork was set up to minimize wasted concrete. This also saves the client money. Erosion and sediment control features were also set up around the site to protect the soil and waterways and minimize the environmental impacts on the surrounding sites. In addition to all of these sustainability factors, the concrete was properly consolidated through the use of vibration in accordance with ACI. Proper reinforcement and curing techniques were used to reduce the need for frequent repairs and replacements in the future.
Rework with pump trucks often come from poor planning and incorrect equipment setup. If the pump truck is placed too far from the pour or on unstable ground, it may need to be repositioned mid-pour. This causes delays and increases the chance of creating cold joints in the concrete. Formwork, rebar, or embeds that are not fully inspected before pumping can shift or fail during placement. Mix issues such as concrete being too stiff or too wet can lead to segregation, honeycombing, or pump blockages. These defects often require patching, chipping out, or reworking the affected area. Poor communication between the pump operator and crew can also cause overfilling, uneven placement, or incorrect pour sequencing. Equipment problems like clogged hoses or hydraulic failures stop the pour and create wasted concrete. Improper washout or disposal of excess concrete can contaminate the site and lead to environmental penalties. Good planning, thorough inspections, and coordinated communication are essential to preventing pump truck-related rework.
Common safety hazards associated with concrete pump trucks include tipping or instability of the truck, contact with obstructions, hose whipping and line surges, and of course, slip and trip hazards. Each of these types of safety concerns can be dangerous to workers as well as equipment, and all reasonable steps to reduce risk should be considered. Tipping or truck instability may be reduced by the use of cribbing under outriggers and by complying with manufacturer recommendations for outrigger extension, level tolerance, wind speed limits, and boom extension limits. The boom on trucks increases the risk of contact with obstructions. To mitigate this risk, pre-plan and inspect boom operating paths, only allow use of the machine by trained and certified operators, and comply with all OSHA powerline clearance regulations. Hose whipping and line surges are somewhat unique to pump trucks and can be dangerous to any workers in the vicinity. To prevent this, follow proper priming procedures to reduce air pockets, train workers to recognize early warning signs of blockages, and maintain communication with the operator and hose crew. Slip and trip hazards are one of the most common causes of injury on job sites and are well studied. As always, keep the pump area clean and organized to reduce obstacles on the ground. and wear proper footwear and PPE at all times on the job site.